So now coming into the system, we have this goals interface, guys. So from here is a place where we can start doing the goal setting process, in which here under the goals, once we open, this is the screen. This is a template that we have configured last time, 2023 template, where we have multiple 2021, 2022, 2020. All the previous year templates are also available. The one that is showing us 2023 is the one that we have configured in our last Sunday's session as we started the goal management config. And for the configuration of this, we went to this manage templates, a place called manage templates. In this, under goal plan, here we have an option to initiate the creation of a new template, and we started from this, and then we clicked on add a new template. The system has given us an option to choose from the available standard templates like basic goal plan template, extended goal plan, like these two templates which are available in English language. The bottom two are in French and German, not applicable to us. Only these two templates is what we can use of. These, any of those you use, that doesn't make any huge difference, guys. You can choose any of that. So choosing one of them, we have choosing one of these templates, we have clicked on add to my instance, and we're getting copied from the success store. It is going to get copied into our client system. So during the process of copy, it is going to get copied with the standard name, where we can relabel this name as per our requirement, and we can save it with our name, whatever we want. So when we click on save, system will come up with the name what we have given. Last time, this 2023 goal plan is the one that we have given the name as, and it got created in this manner. So this way, a standard template is pre-delivered by SuccessFactors with the minimum requirements what a client would be expecting to have, like the categories of the goals. For every goal that I add in the system, it can belong to one of the category. So that categories, and later on followed by the fields. What all fields would be expected to see on a goal screen. So all that fields are also available. This way you have the categories and the fields that are pre-delivered, and the name with what we have copied it. This name you have to make sure you are also updating in the translations. So other languages as well you can go. There you have to cross-check whether the name is properly updated in the other languages or not. So in other languages, if it is still showing a default label as extended goal plan, you have to update it as per your required name. So that way you have to make sure which all languages we generally use in the system, and all that languages is the latest name reflecting or the standard or the old standard name coming up. You have to cross-check and validate it. So you have to make sure you're updating it to the required label. You have to come back to default to do the rest of the configurations. To carry on with the rest of the configurations, you have to come to this default dates. Keep it to default as language and do the config. Even if you are in the other language, guys, any other language, okay, these sections will be freezed. See this? Dates you can't configure. Even in the other fields and all, the few of the things will be non-editable, that you can't continue your config. So anytime you are required to come back to your default and continue your config. Let me update the date here, 2023 Jan 1st to 31st December 2023 for that year. So these are the basic things that I've told you. Once you copy the template from the success store, immediately to update the name in the respective other languages as well. And this template will be previewed onto the front end either within 1 hour or max 24 hours. Between 1 hour to 24 hours of time it will take to get it reflected here on the front end automatically. Or else if you want it to be happening immediately, if you want the template to appear immediately on the front end, so in the provisioning, we have a option to do the refresh, guys. So here in the provisioning, if you search the keyword as refresh, you get this option. Refresh RBP configuration. This is the one that you have to refresh. Once you do this refresh, the new template what we configured will start appearing immediately. You need not wait for 1 hour or 24 hours, anything. That will start immediately reflecting here from the provisioning side. That is an advantage when we have the provisioning. Else, we don't have the provisioning, say we have to wait for around maximum of 24 hours to get it reflected on the front end. This is all what we have been looking. And also to quickly recap, so categories level, you can change the labels of the categories. You can delete the category. You can add a new category. All that is pretty much possible. Even the fields, standard given fields, if you want to delete any of the unwanted fields, you can delete. You can relabel the fields. You can set the mandatory and non-mandatory conditions of the fields. Or completely a new field to be added, a new custom field can also be added. So this we haven't seen last time. We'll now look at how to add a custom field as well. And we discussed about these data types, field type as text area, as a date as a field type, enum as a field type, which is the enumerated type, which is generally used for drop-down values. In PMGM module, for the drop-down values, generally enum is the field type that is used. So all this is present here. So followed by, for every template that we are configuring on the front end, we understood that we have an XML template that will be generated in the background. Provisioning, one second, provisioning got logged out. Let me log in back. So here is the provisioning. Let us go into this latest demo, our regular provisioning system that we look at. In this, we come down to a section in the name of managing plan templates. And this, the first one is the goal plans or the objective plans that is relevant to the goal management. The first, we go into this, whatever is the template that got auto created based on your front end config, that will appear here. This 2023 goal plan is the one that is relevant to that 2023 goal plan. Is currently active, the latest one created. We have to download by clicking on this export option. And you click on this export, the XML file, what got created will be downloaded. And we even saw the last time, how will that actually appear, that XML. Let me open that just a second. This is the one here. So this is XML, which will maximum be around 500 lines of code, 550 lines of code. So this is containing the config, what all we have done on the front end. So that area will be in this, and also additional areas which we can't configure on the front end are also available. So as already introduced last time, the goal management component is going to be in two parts. The configuration of it goes in two parts, where the one that we have been working on the front end is 50%. The balance 50% is what we have to work on the XML. So the XML of this goal configuration primarily contains around 8 sections, out of which the first 4 sections are what we already were able to configure on the front end as well. The name, categories, definitions, instructions, all this. The other 4 areas is something that is applicable to be configured only on the XML side. You can't configure these 4 areas on the front end. And as of now, this is applicable. The permission section is applicable as of now. And going further, when we start with the performance management, we'll again come back and discuss about these 2 areas. This plan layout is almost going to be obsolete. It's no longer going to be applicable as per the latest config that SAP is releasing for goal management. So this layout related thing is no longer applicable. 4th, 5th one and 7th and 8th one are applicable. Now we'll discuss the permissions, and once we start the performance configurations, we'll discuss these 2. And in this areas, what we are able to already configure on the front end, if you have to look at XML of it, here it is, the name of the goal plan, and you have the review dates and all what we have given on the front end, also in the XML in the background, and an option to set up the categories here: financial, customer, internal business process, new category, others, all this. And then we have the fields after the categories. The fields are also available here. These are all the fields what are configured on the front end. They are also available here. Till this section, till these 273 lines. Out of 550 lines, almost around this 270 lines is what we were able to configure on the front end. The same thing is also in the XML. The rest of the areas that come down from here are what we will be able to handle only in XML. So this is a complete detailed recap of what we have actually done in the last session, guys. Any queries here from anyone till this point? So now, once again, so now to discuss about the other areas, the permissions, primarily the permission section, gentlemen. So here, the permissions are again classified into 2 parts. That is, as per this document, it is action permissions and field permissions, 2 parts. Action and field permissions. Actions are like adding a goal, a permission to add a goal, a permission to delete a goal, a permission to cascade a goal to be cascaded, like I shown you, right? A share of the goal can be given to the team members, kind of. That cascading a goal and all are part of the action permissions. Whereas field permissions are those which will allow you to have a field visible to a user or not. That is visible, can it be editable or not? So like this, the visibility permissions, editable permissions, all that will be another field permissions. So what fields can a user see and edit, and what all he can do in the system actually, like adding the goals, deleting the goals, cascading the goals, all that are present here in this action and field permissions. They are divided into. Before we go into this permission discussion now, we also have to look at few other things on the front end. Now here we have been discussing on all these different field types, in which In last time already introduced with each and every field type here, like text area is a field of which will allow more paragraphs of text. Metric is also text area. Weightage is a percentage field. I introduced you with this field types actually. Remember? So text area comes like this with a huge text where you can capture almost paragraphs of text in it. Percentage fields will come with this percentage symbol. If the field is of type percent, that comes with the percentage symbol, and it will allow only numbers in it. You can't give any alphabets. Even if you're typing alphabets, it doesn't take the input. And it take the numbers, it is going to take that way. And for percentage field, it will not allow you more than 100. Up to 100 it will take. If you're giving the number more than 100, it doesn't take. Percentage should be maximum 100 that way. And then date fields, that will give a calendar as a widget, that is one date as a field type. For the start date and due date, the field type is date. And status field as enum for the drop down values. So that is also what we have discussed, where it will the content you get this out of it, drop down, all this. Okay. Whereas we haven't discussed one more type here, which is called field of type table type, guys. Table type is one more field type actually, which used to be available in the previous UI, but in the latest UI we don't have it, where it's going to have 3 columns internally. That is, we can have a table format. So in the interface here, when I'm adding, I can have one more field where that is going to contain 3 columns in the form of a table format. I can add multiple rows in it. Like within the main goal, I can have a sub goal kind of, where that sub goals, we can have 2, 3 different sub goals as multiple row items we can add. Every row has multiple columns. So that is this table type. The field type as table, which is a field. Here we have milestones table, which is sub goals table, like this. Where so you can have for a main goal, you can add some sub goals. For that, there are 2 columns, you can use them. Similarly, milestones is a table where for the main goal, so per year you have given 1 crore is the sales target, 1 crore sales target per year. So if you want to break it down into quarterly targets or half-yearly targets kind of, you can keep the internal milestones. By 31st March, this much has to be achieved. By 31st June, this much has to be achieved, like that. If you want to have internal sub milestones, you can give it. So that way, table type fields are there, which will have 3, 4 columns in it. So this milestones, 3 columns are there. In sub goals table, 2 columns are there. There you can also add one more field. There is one more standard field. When you go for add new field, here there is tasks as one more table type field. Tasks. That is also standard field actually. Click on save. So tasks as a table. So in this, you have again a table field of 2 types, 2 fields. In tasks, it's a table with 2 fields. Column is with 2 fields, where milestones is the one with 3 fields. So these are the 3 standard table type fields that we have. No customer is going to use all the 3 fields. It depends upon the requirement, which fields that are required for them, they use it. But as of now, in the recent past, with this new UI coming up, that is not supported on the front end. Now in the config level, we already have these 2 fields. You don't see that fields here on the front end. That is the latest UI, it is currently not supported. But in the coming November release, we'll get to know whether they are going to extend that fields or they are going to discard those fields. 90% they will continue. So those fields which are currently not available on the front end, they will start appearing from November mostly. So this is the fields, table type fields. So this is one more table type as a data type which we haven't discussed last time. This is that. So this is all about the standard fields. One more tasks also as a standard field. These 3 are the last 3 are the table type. Okay, and one more. In the standard, there is one more standard field called description. So description of a goal. You click on add. So that is also of type text area. Like the name of the goal, you have metric of the goal you have as a text area. Description is also text area. We can bring it and place it on the top like this, somewhere in between, wherever you wish to have. You can drag and drop it. Goal name, goal description, metric, all this. The first 3 fields will be of type text area. The data type will be text area for all the 3 fields. Okay, so this is also going to accept paragraphs of text, same like the way goal name and metric are going to accept a huge text. That field is also going to accept more text in it. So these are all the standard fields. Within the standard, tasks and descriptions are also standard, but they are not default added. If you want to add, when you click on add new field, from the drop down, we have selected them and we have added them. Apart from this, completely custom fields, if you want to add, even that is possible, and you don't have any limit on it. So number of custom fields to be added also, we have no limit. Just choose it as custom, and you can give it as something like custom 01 field as target, and here you have the number as a field type. Okay, target is what I'm giving the field label. Like for a goal, if you have some target, so this much of target to be achieved, where we don't have that kind of a target field anywhere here, I'm adding that as a custom. So one more, I want to add a custom field as actual. Field ID as actual, or I can give it as custom 02 as ID. The label I'll keep it as actual achieved. The target is something, actual achieved is something, even that is a number field I'm keeping like this. So when you're adding a custom field, these are the possible data types that are allowed, guys. Text fields, text area fields, drop down fields, which is a enum, date, percent, number, and even a hyperlink. If you want to add a hyperlink on the goal creation window, you can even add that, but rarely we see nobody generally uses this link. But these are the possible 7 data types. And you can expect a certification question here. They give you 4 options and say which of the below options are applicable when we are adding the custom field in the goal template. So anything in that 4 options, if you find any of the options from these list of 7, then that will only be the answer. If you clearly observe, you can't add a custom field of type table. These last 3 fields, what I shown you, milestones, sub goals, and tasks, which are of table type, custom table type fields can't be added. There are 3 standard table type fields. You can utilize only them. You can't expect a custom table type field in the system. That's also an important certification question. You can't have a custom table type field. So these are the custom fields of the custom fields data types, the text area till the link. The 7, you have to definitely by heart them. You have to memorize them for sure. So now custom 02 is also a number field I'm adding with actual achieved. Click on save. So target and actual achieved are here. So keep this actual achieved here, and we can drag and drop and align the fields like this. Guys, we can easily align it. So wherever you place, in that order only the fields are going to appear on the front end next time. So this is how to add new fields. So customizing the existing fields you can anyways do. You can update the label, you can play with the mandatory conditions, all that. Whereas customized fields to be added completely, this is the one, add new field, and in that you can add using the custom field option, fill in the field ID and label. These are the supported data types. Now if I save this config, just save a config. So let us refresh this page and see on the front end, the place where we create the goal. So here you see target field, actual achieve field are the 2 more fields that got added now, guys, which are number fields. Even if I give alphabets, they are not taking the input. Only if I give some number, they are taking. I'm typing alphabet, system is not even taking the input. I'm actually typing on my keyboard, it's not taking that way. So the number fields will make sure only number is taken as the input. Alphabets or symbols and all will not be taken. Only the numbers will be taken. Okay. So this way, added custom fields. Now, okay, any question till here before that? Okay. So now one more thing that we have to look at is, in this, using this new template, we haven't created any goals as of now. Let us create a goal and let us see how the cascading of the goal from manager to the next levels happen. Where I'll go to the manager of this lady who is Charles Brown. I can go to Charles Brown. From there, I'll do the process. So let's go for Charles Brown. Okay, so now we are in Charles Brown login, the reporting manager of Anya Singh. Going into the goals window. So he will also see the 2023 goal plan. So he can go for the 2023. So currently 2022 goal plan is coming by default. If you want to get 2023 as a default template, guys, in the config level, in the manage templates, where you have all these templates, here CPC 2022 goal plan is set as default. If you keep it to 2023 as default, from the next login, once you log out and log in back from next time, whenever you go into the goal screen, 2023 goal plan will come on the first one in the list. That way, by default, when I go here, 2023 will be kept selected. That is the way we can make every year the ongoing template as a default template every year. So now this is a place where we can start creating our goals. So here on the right hand top, you have an option to create a goal. Or here at the bottom also, take a moment to create a first goal. At the bottom, they have a create new button given. Even this you can utilize. And that's what brings up the UI in which I can start entering the goals. I'm just going to create something as manager goal. That is, manager is creating a goal. And visibility, I'll keep it as public. What is this visibility? I'll just explain in some time again. Private and public are the 2 options. I'm keeping it as public. I'll again come back to the discussion on this concept. Okay. Next, description. Even the description is what I'm repeating, same as the name, metric, some unit of measurement, something. You can give anything as a metric. And how do you measure that goal? That's something sales target. You can measure it in dollars, okay, dollars or rupees or whatever. What parameter you measure, that is a metric. Weightage is the importance of the goal. So I want to give this as a 30% weightage. Target of, so it's like the revenue, that's 1 million USD. So this is 10 lakhs, which is 1 million in US language. So 1 million USD of manager goal is what added, dollars USD. This is a way. So this is a target that the manager is creating a goal for himself, which has to be achieved in the next year, Jan 21 to December 31st. As of now, the percentage completion will not be there because it's not yet started. The status is not started. So this way I can add a goal, click on sync. So this is a process how an individual can create a goal for himself. So that goal is added, and I don't want to create another as of now. Close. Where currently in the interface, guys, in this latest goal interface, you don't get this category as a field on the screen. To choose the category of the goal, we don't get the option as of now in this latest UI. So we have to wait for the November release, where if you have that feature, you will be able to choose whether this goal should be under financial or customer or internal business process, like that, whichever. But as of now, it is added under other as a category because we are not able to choose anything as well. Other as a category is what it got added into. So this is a goal that a person has added for himself. He might be a manager. End of the day, he created a goal as an employee for himself. But now as a manager, if he wants to share this goal to his subordinates, he wants his team members also to participate in this goal and work towards the target of it, then he can select this goal. And here he has this cascade goal option. He can cascade it. So cascading is an option where while you are cascading, it will show you the list of your team members. So for Charles Brown, it is showing his team members, his direct reports, and his matrix reports, all that. So from his direct reports, I'm going to choose Anya Singh. I want this goal to be assigned to Anya Singh. Select her and then go to the next one. Here I have to click on the next button at the bottom. Click on it. Now it comes to edit goals as an option. So I can click on edit and choose if any contents of the goal are to be updated. So while I'm cascading a goal, I generally don't give the entire goal. 1 million is the target. So entire 1 million I'm not giving to that particular user. So I want this user to only take care of around 2000 USD. So out of 10 lakhs, 2 lakhs, not 2000, 2 lakhs. Like 2 lakhs. Out of 10 lakhs, 2 lakhs is what I'm cascading. The rest 8 lakhs, the manager will himself take care, or he'll again give some other share to some other participant. That's second story. Like this, the target has been given. And click on next. So here it is where you're confirming that this goal called in the name of manager goal, which has some target interval in it, is now going to be assigned to Anya Singh. Just a confirmation. You click on cascade, that goal will be assigned to the subordinate that way. So now this goal got created and it is even got cascaded to the next level. Okay. So using this create goal, we have actually assigned that goal to the next level, guys. So if you want to see it as a manager, you can go into that subordinates page. Here you have Anya Singh as a subordinate. Click on her name. You will be able to see the goal that got added into her page, which is we created a manager goal now. 1 second. We just created a goal in the name of manager goal in 2023 goal plan for her. Go into 2023 and here you see manager goal came to her. And if you open that goal in the manager in her page, this is the contents of the goal. The target that was given to her is this 2000 and goal aligned. This goal is aligned up from her manager Charles Brown. This goal is aligned with her manager. That way, it also shows that information. This gives us a clarity that this goal is cascaded from that person.
What sets ZaranTech apart in SAP corporate training? It's our unique blend of expertise and innovation. We offer customized courses tailored to each client's needs, ensuring relevant, targeted learning. Our vast trainer database brings you wisdom from the best in the field. Need resources? Access our extensive training material repository anytime. We are all about measurable results, providing detailed student metrics to track progress. And we don't just teach, we build community. Join our thriving social media network, connecting learners beyond boundaries. With ZaranTech, you are not just training, you are transforming your SAP expertise.
By looking at this, we can have that understanding. Got it? So this is a way the managers can cascade a share of their goal to the next levels. So to get that option, to get this option called cascade, when you're trying to click on these dots, you get this cascade. That is also one action permission, guys. Create a goal is one action. Deleting a goal, here this delete goal is an action. Cascade goal is an action. All these are the different actions we can actually have in this system. These are all controlled through permissions, action permissions. We can control them. Okay. Any questions here in this cascade functionality? Next. Now, using create goal, Mr. Charles Brown has created a goal for himself. Now we are in the login of Charles Brown and he has created a goal for himself. If he wants to create a goal for Anya Singh, he can also do that. Going into her login, as a manager, he can go into the subordinates goal sheet, and in the subordinate goal sheet, he can create a goal. Here you see create goal as a button. Last time what we have done is called cascading. He did not create a goal for her. Whatever is a goal that he is having on his page, a share of it is what he has given. That is cascading. But here this is an option that I can directly create a goal in the subordinates page. It need not be present on my page. I am not going to work on that goal. I am giving a goal to my subordinate where he or she only has to work on. So that is create goal as a button on the subordinate page. So this is also action permission. That I creating my goal is one permission. I creating subordinates goal is also one more permission that we should be able to control. When I say I have an option to create a goal, is that for myself or even to my subordinates? That is the question. So in this, as per the current setting, it is giving an option to even create the goals for the subordinate. So click on create goal, where on the Anya Singh's page, manager is going to create a goal. So it is manager direct goal, I'm saying, just to differentiate. The last one is manager's goal that got cascaded. Now this is manager's direct, like, this one is public, some description, metric in USD, something like this, weightage of some percentage, target of some number, a random number, like this. I'm going to create this goal. Where this is a goal that is automatically created, not automatically, this is directly created on the subordinates page. Manager direct goal. If it's not present in the Charles Brown's login, it's only present in the Anya Singh's page. Okay. So this way we have an option to a goal to be created by me for myself, or I can get a goal from my manager such that he can come to my page and create directly, or he can cascade a goal to me. Goals can come from 3 different places. And again repeating, I can create by myself, or somebody else can come into my sheet and they can add, or they can cascade from their page to my page. 3 ways. And there will also be one more 4th way through upload. Like administrators can upload from background. Upload is also what we'll see down the line. So 4 different ways we can have a goal that can be coming into our page. Okay. So now next thing is, now we have to start looking into the permissions. So coming to that XML, how can we deal with the permissions is what we look at. So here, first let me separate the action permissions and the field permissions. These are all the action permissions and these are all the field permissions. There are 2 field permissions blocks that are given as of now, and these are all the action permissions. These 2 are the field permissions. So first, to discuss the action permissions, these are the buttons. Now create access. Who has the create access? To expand this, it is given, or let us remove this, it's not applicable. This is it. Create is an access that is given to the employee and the employee's manager, guys. E and EM are the 2 roles for whom the create access is available. That is, employee is able to create a goal for himself, and employee's manager is also able to create a goal. That is what we just now saw. Manager was able to go into the subordinates page and create a goal for the subordinate. That option is available. If I don't give this second line of the role, then the manager cannot directly create a goal to the subordinate. That depends upon the company has to decide to whom it is to be required. Default, it will come like this for employee and employee manager. Okay. And key point to be remembered here is, so this code will be already coming up like this, with system already reflecting 2 roles in 2 separate lines. If you want to give the permission for HR also, you can add one more line here at the bottom, and EH is what you have to maintain like this. So in the same line, you can't keep a comma and keep like this, EM, with a comma. That will not allow. That's a syntax error. System will end up with error when you are trying to upload this XML. So it's only 1 role per 1 line, and every role should be in capital letters. E as employee, EM as employee manager, all that. We have a matrix. Let me just show you that. So this is the roles matrix, guys. So E for employee, EH for employee HR, employees manager, employees second level manager, managers manager, all the managers above the employee means EM plus. EM plus stands for all the managers above the employee. Next, when I say all the managers above the employee, guys, it goes all the levels till the CEO. If I give a permission to anything in the system as EM plus, so whatever level the employee is, till the top, manager, managers manager, managers manager, like that, till the top of the organization, that permission goes on. Then ED represents employees' direct reports. If you want to give access to your subordinates on your content, then we give it. So that this is something very rare. We don't generally use that generally in the real time. What's happening? It's going on to the top. Okay. So this way, ED represents employees' direct reporting. ED plus represents all the reportees down the line. My immediate reportees, their reportees, like that down the line. The hierarchy bottom also it goes. All the reports down the line is what it represents as ED plus. And EX represents employees matrix manager. The dotted reporting manager that we say is the matrix manager. So whenever you are required to assign some permissions to the employees or employee managers, employee HR and all, so PMGM perspective, these are all the roles that we can use in the XML. Okay. And here already, so for create a goal, E and EM are there. If you want to give it for employee HR, EH is what you can add. This way, HR can also create a goal for the employee. Similarly, deleting a goal also here you have. So for delete as a permission, you have access for employee and manager. For employee can delete his own goal, or a reporting manager can delete the subordinate's goal. That way, two things. Cascade option here you have cascade push. If you are pushing the goals from top to the bottom level, who all in the company can cascade a goal. We keep it as this one asterisk symbol, star. Somebody call it as star. It's an asterisk symbol. So that is representing for all. The permission to cascade a goal is for all. That is, anybody can cascade a goal to me. So from whom I can receive a goal is from anybody in the company. Not only my manager, even my HOD, my CEO, even a person from other department, anybody can cascade a goal to me. That represents this for all symbol because we call it as for all technically. It is asterisk symbol actually. That means anybody is getting that permission to cascade. There is no restriction. Just that's for an example to show you that we can also use this option. So cascade push is something that we'll be able to use for giving the cascade permission for anybody to cascade the goals. Okay. Next important is create. Next is delete. Important. Next one more. These last two are again important. Guys. Share and private access. Where? Now coming to the discussion on the goal, and you're creating the goal, you have that visibility field, right? Public or private. What does this mean is public goals are those in that anybody can see. Private goals are those only the limited population can see. That is generally, first of all, whether I can see this employee's goals or not is a permission base. That will be handled in the RBPs. I can see this employee's goal sheet or not is something that will be handled in the permissions. Now example, now we are in the manager login, Charles Brown. Now we are in the Charles Brown login, manager. Now I can look at my own goals. I can look at my manager goals. I can look at my direct reportees goals, all this. Because of that permissions, I'm getting all these categories. If I am not given a permission to look at my subordinates goals, this entire section doesn't appear. The direct reportee section itself will disappear. So that will be dependent based on the RBPs. How are we setting our permissions? Once I'm having access to the reportees goals, that is, I went into Anya Singh's goal plan. In her goal sheet, what all goals I can see, what goals I cannot see again can be controlled. That is through public and private. If you keep a goal as public, it will appear to everybody. If you keep it as private, again, private goals, who should be seeing? That also we have an access in the XML level here itself. So here, the last one, permission for private access. So who can see the private goals is what you have the list of permissions, employee, employee manager, all the managers above the employee, employees HR, all this, you have it here. So who all should have the access to employees' private goals? But standard will come like this with these many roles. But generally, if it is private, nobody gives to these many people. So employee is one, he can see his own private goals, and employee manager only, or employee HR only, or employees matrix manager or EX, Like that, we can give it only to only limited population. That is private access. If I keep a goal as private, who can see that? That is also defined in the permissions itself. Before we configure the project itself, that should be decided. So that rules only, we will keep it and we'll remove other rules. Okay. And here, if you say nobody should see a private goal, nobody should get a private goal example. This permission should not be given to anybody. Say, you cannot remove all the roles, guys. So 4 rows here, these 4 line items you can remove. And this one, you can keep it blank like this. At least one line item with the role name as a coding should be there for sure. If you don't want to give it, keep it as blank. The role can be kept as blank here. But you can't save this XML without this role. Under a permission block, there should be one role related line item for sure. In every permission block, you should have a role related line item. If you don't want to give the permission to anybody, then you can delete one of the line item, and the other line item you have to leave it as blank like this, but you can't delete both the rows. Okay, that is important. So that is about private access. Who should get the private access? But we have some limitations with this private. Limitations in the sense it's all about understanding the complexity involved in it and to use it. Sometimes, for example, if company says there is no access for HRs on the private goals, so this there is no here. If I remove this HR role in the private access, if I remove this EH line item, that means any goals which are kept as private, a HR cannot see. Only the employees and their employee managers can see. HR of an employee can't see the private goal of an employee. If that case, tomorrow if these HRs are trying to generate some reports or anything, then even in the reports, like if I want to see what are all the goals, the count of the goals for this year, the status of the goals for this year, like that if HR wants to generate some dashboards, in that also, all these private goals will be hidden in the output. So the reports, what they are extracting will not be accurate because of the permission issue. So you're not having access to few goals, and even in the download that you have done, you're not going to get those goals. That creates a lot of confusion in the calculations and all. To avoid it, some companies say we don't want to use the private concept at all. So in that case, we can remove this visibility field on the front end, whichever I'm showing as visibility as public or private here, that can be completely removed from the screen. So to remove that public or private, guys, that visibility related field, the option is share. Here you have a permission for share. Share is one permission block actually. In this, it is given for employee and employee manager. We will remove these permissions. The sharing is nothing but telling this goal is public or private. To keep this people, if I keep this visibility of the goal as public, that means I'm sharing this goal with others. If I keep it as private, I'm not sharing with others that way. That is how it is interpreted. So if I'm keeping the goal as public, I'm ready to share. If I keep it as private, I'm not ready to share. So that option of sharing the goal and all, if you don't want it, you have to remove this permission for the share access. So just remove this role, or you can keep it blank. Like this, you can keep it blank. So if it keep it blank, so the share access is not going to be available for that. What do you say? For anybody in the company. That means nobody is going to see the visibility field at all. But then, what is the visibility? Whether it is going to be set as public or private is. Even if you don't see it on the screen, we can automate it to be for public by default. So for that, in the very first line of coding, here you have this new object share status public is equal to false. So this I have to keep it as true. New object share status as public is what I have to keep it as true in small letters, in the lowercase letters. That is any new object that is going to be created. So further, the share status will be public by default. It's not at all private. True is what we are setting. Any new goal got. So removing the share access and keeping this attribute will help you in not using that visibility field anymore. Got it? So this is new objective share status public equal to true. This is one attribute, and then that's an important certification question as well. And at the permissions level, the permission to the share access is what you have to remove from everybody so that they can't see. So now I'll practically upload this XML into the system and show you the output of it. Let me save this XML. Then let's get into the provisioning. And here this might have already got logged out. So after around 5 to 10 minutes of inactivity, so system will automatically log the provisioning, guys. I'm logging in again, logged in, going into that particular company. Here over there, we will be able to go to that area, which is plan templates, import, update, export object to plan template. Go into that here, and here we can browse for that latest updated XML and upload it into the system. So browsing for that, desktop, the latest one, modified, downloads, just uploading it and upload. If there are no errors, it will be uploaded successfully. It says goal template was updated successfully. Clear. So once we get this green message, if there are any warnings also, no worries. You can just take it granted. It is uploaded successfully. Now if we come down here on the front end, let me start creating a new goal. We'll go for the goals window. 2023 is the goal plan. That came by default because now we have set this as in the goal template, this 2023 as the default goal plan we have set. Because of that, automatically 2023 has come. Now, if I'm going to create a new goal, you'll see the system is not going to show the visibility field any longer. Visibility field is no longer visible. And any goal that I create internally, system will by default take it as public because of that attribute called as very first one, new object share status public equal to true. This is what we have set actually. Okay, this is the one. Any questions on this, guys? Okay. So here in this XML, we have few more things, gentlemen. Few more things that we can actually, So here in this XML, we have few more things actually, which we can have these, validations that can be handled in the XML, which are not available on the front end. So everything is not available on the front end, as I told you. So we have few more areas like goal validations that can be handled, like minimum number of goals that we can add, maximum number of goals that we can add. We can have some conditions, the minimum number of goals, maximum number of goals, minimum weight per every goal, maximum weightage per goal. I can have some conditions that we can set through XML, which is still not available on the front end, but we're not sure. By the next November release, they might bring it onto the front end, but as of now, it's still on the XML. So here, when I add a goal, so we can control like how many permissions are required, how many are not required, how many goals to be added, how many cannot be added, kind of. The total per year, if the company is going to allow only 5 goals for an employee, not more than 5. And minimum 3 goals. Every individual should add minimum 3 goals. So like that, minimum and maximum, if you want to come up with any conditions, you can deal with. Okay, that is it. And for that, what we can do is, I can go into the XML. In the XML of this goal template, in this top area, the very first line, which is in the name of OBJ plan template, which is having all these attributes. All these green color items are different attributes. In this list of attributes, we will have one attribute. Let me just tell you, CWS people role. Yeah, there is an attribute called CWS people role, which is some standard attribute. But this, we have to remember that exactly after this attribute, we have to add one. We have to add our new attributes actually, like CFIN goals equal to maximum. How many goals can be added? So only 5 goals to be added as maximum. Minimum goals, min-goals equal to 3 as the minimum number of goals. Like this, max-goals as 5, min-goals as 3. You can keep adding the number of goals as a limited, as a validations that you can actually stop it. So when you're adding more than 5, system will throw an error. When you're adding less than 3 also, system will throw an error. Like max goals, min goals, all this. Similarly, not limited to that, for every goal, I can have a validation on the weightage of the goal. So now if I'm going to add a goal, which is 30%, fine. If I'm going to add a goal, only one goal will direct 100%. Per year, you can have multiple goals with individual weightages. Sum of the weightages of all the goals should be 100. Only one goal if you give 100 totally, so that's not right. So one goal cannot exceed more than 40%. Like that, you can keep a validation. Minimum weightage per goal, you have to have minimum 10% as a minimum weightage. If you keep adding 1% of weightage for every goal, you have to add 100 goals. So like minimum 10% is what you have to have a weightage for any goal. And maximum 40%. Like that, if you want to have validations, extended just after the CWS people row, the way you added a max goals, min goals, you can even extend this with max-weight equal to the maximum weight is 40%, minimum weight. Minimum weight is 5%. Like this, you can keep adding. Like this, we have to add this codes in the text which will not be standard available. We have to just add this. There's nothing programming here. Just codes is what we have to remember. Max-goals, min-goals, max-weight, min-weight. In the existing coding, in between, we are tweaking it with our additional validations like this. I'm just a bit confused, guys. Sorry for that. So whenever we are adding the weightage for each and every goal, the sum up of the weightage of all the goals should be 100%. So max-weight should be 100 and min-weight should be 100. That is how this will be used actually. So total, I have 5 goals, say. Each goal is carrying some weightage of 30, 40, 20 something. Sum up of all that should be equal to 100. At any point of time, it should be maximum 100, minimum 100. That means it should be equal to 100 every time. So for that, max weight as 100 and min weight as 100, we are giving it. This is it. I just got confused previously. This is the one. Max weight, min weight at any point of time. These are the two attributes. This at each and every goal level, if you have to deal with the validations, further we have another attribute called max weight per objective. Max weight per objective is 40. Min weight per objective equal to 10, like this. So max weight per objective as 40, min weight per objective as 10. Like this, we can give the validations, guys. So these are the total 6 validations that we can add here. 6 attributes totally. Max goals, min goals, max weight, min weight, max weight per objective, min weight per objective. Like this, we can have these 6 attributes that we can actually add here. So that will act as the validations on the front end when you're adding the goals. So that way you're basically controlling the behavior of the goal management. So with some restrictions. So it's not, we can't leave it as a free system. Like somebody adds 100 goals per year, 40 goals per year, which is not realistic. If you're going to allow them to add 10, 20, 30 goals, you can't focus on any goal. If you are setting some goals that should be productive to the company. So in such a way that you are going to be achieving it. So even if you say that I'm working on 30, 40 goals, that doesn't make any sense. You can't deliver anything properly. So minimum there should be 3, maximum 5 or maximum 8, like that. Companies will have some conditions. So to meet that, these validations will actually help us. So even this, I'll upload and show it to you on the front end. Now it will actually reflect. Back to the provisioning, browse the XML on upload. If no errors, it will again say uploaded successfully. Yes, it's uploaded successfully. No errors. So now if you want to see that behavior on the front end, cancel this. Now I'm refreshing this, guys. This is the old one. Let me refresh it as a duplicate. So here, if you see this in the previous one, here against the goal, there is nothing present. In the latest one, here there is an information icon that started coming up. If you click on it, it stores the validation. It's recommended that you create at least 3 goals, is what it says. Currently, I'm having only 1 goal on the screen. That's why as minimum condition is 3, it's giving me this recommendation. It's the recommended minimum total weight is 100%, which is currently only 30. That 30 is also this goal. This goal I currently added. This goal is currently added to 30%. That 30 is there. Still, it is asking us to create 70% more. So those are the 2 validations that is relevant at a complete goal level, complete goal page level. So minimum goals, maximum goals, minimum weight, maximum. We also added a couple of other validations which are at a field level. That is this weight related field. I told maximum weight per objective should be only 40%. If I add something 45, you see this. Enter a number that is no more than 40 is an error it is given. And minimum weightage I have given as 10%. If I give something as 5, enter a number that is no less than 10. That is minimum weightage as 10 it is that way. So minimum weight per objective, maximum weight per objective validations are also triggered. So these are the 6 validations, guys. So 2 at the objective level and 4 at the entire goal sheet level. So now it says to add me minimum 3. Currently there is only 1 goal added. If I add 2 more, that error will be lost. So I'll just add this 2 more goals, sample quickly. Sample something else, sample 3, again 30%. Residence added. So 3 goals are added, each with 30%, 30, 30, 30, total 90. Now if you see in the information, only 1 error is there. The other one which says add minimum 3 goals, that is lost. Because as per the system, the 3 are there. So all 3 are there, that error is no longer available. And it says currently it is totally 90%, you should get 100%. So this way user has to make sure that these suggestions are completely being removed on the screen. So to meet that suggestions, you have to make the corrections accordingly. So 330 is 90. And one of the goal, if I increase to 40, even this will become 100 and this error also will be lost on the screen. Done. Okay. Any other questions, guys?
Shiva, I had a question on the XML file.
Okay.
So while we are editing this object plan template, there are approximately some 6 lines, right? While we are customizing it, like maximum goals, min goals and all, should we have to maintain any sequence, like it should come after the CWS people role itself, or the sequence is fine?
Here itself you have to add definitely after CWS people role.
Okay.
It is not, I would have added here, but it is important that exactly you have to remember after CWS people role only you have to add these attributes. And then everywhere if you are working on this max goals, min goals, every time max should come first and min should go for second. Even on weight, max weight should come first, min weight should come second. Like the
Okay.
sequence every time, max should be first, min should be second.
Right.
So
And
among these 6 attributes, you can follow any order. So first, these max goals related, second weight related I've added. So first you want to add max weight, then max goals also not a problem. Within these 6 you can add up, but whenever 2 are coming, max should be first and min should be second.
Hey, you know, ZaranTech now offers SAP corporate training. That's right. Train your workforce in SAP with our comprehensive program. We offer customized courses, certified trainers, and hands-on labs for both individuals and businesses. Our standout features? Bespoke training, fully configured servers for practice, in-house materials, and a dedicated LMS. Plus, get session recordings and 24/7 support. From functional to technical modules, we have got it all. Choose ZaranTech for SAP training and watch your team excel. Learn, upskill, succeed with ZaranTech.
okay. And other one is, if I consider a max goals, for example, let's assume that minimum goals, I don't want to set it across. Still, should I show it as a 0 at least?
No,
Or it is okay to skip?
If you don't want it, you just remove that attribute completely. Min goals is not even required. Only want to have a number, you add it, else remove it. That way.
Sure. Thank you.
Yes?
Hi, this is Darshan.
Yeah, please go ahead.
I had a previous question on a previous screen where employee gets a cascaded goal from manager. So is there an option where employee accepts or rejects the cascaded goal, manager's given cascaded goals? Or
No.
Can we set it something?
No, we don't have that. There is no accept reject functionality. So that is where generally these goal setting processes will all happen with one-to-one meetings and all. So that is where they discuss. But within the system, once the goal has been cascaded, it is directly assigned. No option to accept reject as of.
Okay, thank you.
So there are a couple of customers, even in my around 11, 12 projects I have done. There are a couple of customers I face this question. Yeah, so as of now, we don't have it. If we want it, we can raise it as an enhancement request to the client, to SAP. If they give that functionality, it might be coming in the upcoming releases. Currently, not available.
Right. Thanks.
Okay, that's about the validations, guys. Next thing is, here we should actually have a couple of other options, guys, which is apart from this normal creation of a goal, cascading of a goal and all. We used to have one more functionality called group goals and team goals. Currently, in this latest UI, that group goal, team goal functionality is not supported in the latest UI. But I would like to give you some background of it. Group goals and team goals. What does it mean? If there is a goal that a manager is creating and he's going to assign it to 3 or 4 other people. So he, along with that 4 people, total 5 of them are going to work towards it. And the success or failure of that goal, everybody is going to be responsible for. Even the manager who created the goal and the team members who are working on the goal, everybody will share the same responsibility, same outcome. So that is a group goal. Like example, we have a goal that manager creates a goal called as we have to achieve 90% client satisfaction. That is normally at the end of the project, we'll have some surveys that we'll be sending it to client. So what is their feedback on the project implementation and all. In that feedback, they have to get 90%. That is the goal. So we have to achieve 90% client satisfaction as the goal. So in such a goal, I can't cascade. Like you take care of 20%, you take care of 40%. I can't cascade. Like the way I cascade the sales targets out of 1 crore target, you take care of 30 lakhs target, you take care of 40 lakhs target. I can't break it down. Everybody has to give their 100%. If you have to achieve 90% client satisfaction, everybody has to give their best. So everybody is working for the same target. So for you, it is 20% importance. For me, it is 40% importance. I can't divide it like that. Such kind of situations is what, such kind of goals is what we generally create them as group goals. And a manager creates that goal and assigns it to 2-3 other people. And all of them were working towards it with the same target and all. So you can't change it. Generally, while we are cascading a goal, if you remember, if I am cascading a goal generally, I will have an option to edit the contents of the goal. Here, this contents of the goal can be edited, and I can while while using the group goal and team goal. So instead of cascade, we'll get one more option called assign. Instead of this cascade button, fourth button will call assign will come. So the group goals and team goals are not going to be cascaded; they will be assigned to others. The other team members, these goals are assigned, and while assignment, you don't get the option to edit it. Only as it is, whatever is a goal that manager has created, same as it is will be reflecting on the subordinate sheet also. I can't change the numbers. So previously, when I'm having this manager as a manager goal, with that, this edit buttons and all, we are able to update. So the target, where is the target? Should be some target field, right? So that targets of which is 10 lakhs, I divide into 2 lakhs and all, I made that changes. But in the group goals, we can't make the changes. Whatever is the target or weightage for what the manager is working, same target, same weightage, the subordinates also, the other team members also have to work. So that way, it's a group goal. It is something that everybody is going to take part. It's equal responsibility, and the success or failure of it is equally going to be. Whereas another goal, we have team goal. So team goal is where there also some manager or somebody will create a goal, and they also will assign that goal to few others in the company. Where to whom it is assigned, they only have to work on that goal. The main person who created the goal, he is not going to take part of it. I created it and I have given to 4 of you people. You 4 are responsible in achieving. I am not going to take part of it. Whether you achieve that goal or you don't achieve that goal, it doesn't impact my performance. That is a team goal where I am not going to be part of it. Only you as a team, you are part of it. That's the thin line difference between group and team goal. The person who created it, if he is also taking part of it, that is group goal. The person who created it, he is only assigning it to somebody, but he is not taking part of it, then that is a team goal. That's the difference between the group and team goals. We have it, guys. In both of them, we don't give a share of the goal. Everybody are going to work towards the same target. So if you are going to give a share of your goal, that is called cascading. The same goal, if everybody is going to work on with equal responsibility, equal target, equal weightage, then that is called group or the team goals, where we use this option called assign here. Instead of cascade, we will get one more button called assign here, where that is currently not supported in this latest UI as of now. Okay. Any questions here, guys?
This group goal or team goal, is it a part of this 100% or it is mandatory over and above 100%?
Definitely within the 100%. So it's a normal goal or cascaded goal or a group goal or a team goal. End of the day, on my screen, what all goals are given to me, the sum up of the weightages of all that should be equal to 100.
Okay. Thanks.
Just a moment. If anybody wants to take us a couple of minutes of break for water or something, you can just go ahead. We'll connect back in 2 minutes, please. Yeah, guys. Back here. So this is the various options, guys, in terms of the goal template configuration and usage. So initially, right from starting creation of a goal template to the front end, having the various other options in the XML side in terms of the permissions and the validations that you can deal with. One more thing here, in the permissions, actually, we have been looking into the action permissions. There is action permissions like cascade, create, delete a goal, share access, private access, all these related action permissions we have been looking at. One more thing is the field permissions also we have to look. Field permissions is where here default SF will be giving us 2 blocks of coding, read access and write access. That is, which all fields can be seen by whom, which all fields can be editable by whom. Like that, if you expand it. So read access is given for everyone. You see this? Everyone may read all the fields for everyone. This asterisk symbol is given. So all these fields of the goals, like the name of the goal, metric, weightage, start date, due date, everything, what all you have on the screen, all that fields can be seen by everybody. Read access is given for everyone. When it comes to write access, edit access, so again, all set of fields are given an access, but only for the roles employee and employee manager, they will be private. So this is a standard for access, but as per the client requirement, we have to deal with. So first one, mostly that will be applied for everybody. So as it is, every customer, mostly they will accept to have the access to read the goals on every fields. But when it comes to edit, so only 2 people will be having access. In a company, if only employee should be creating the goals, if manager should not create the goal, they'll remove this EM. Or else, and along with employee and employee manager, if HR can also create a goal, they can add one more role and we can keep it as EH, so that the HRs can also edit the goals. Or else, if you want to say, HR should have the access to edit the goals, but not all the fields, only the metric and weightage, 2 fields only, they should be editable, say. Then we can copy the code, the block of code what is given, paste it in the next line. Here, edit access for EH, employee HR is what I can give, and that only the metric and weightage I want to give the access. Other fields I will remove like this. So edit access is available for HR only on these 2 fields. Other 2 fields, other remaining 6 fields, what are there, they are not having the access. So any employee's goal they open, they can edit the metric and weightage fields. Other fields will be in read only. Like that we can control. And if any field has to be hidden from any user, similar way you can copy paste the permission block, and we can also have it for hidden. We can have a block permission type as none. We keep it as none. None means in small letters. None means for HR, you are giving these 2 fields as non-editable. Instead of HR, EMM, I can say second level manager. If second level manager of an employee should not see the metric and weightage of an employee, we are giving this none like this. These are the multiple code snippets that we can keep on adding. These are the multiple code snippets we can keep on adding. The first 2 blocks is what SF will be giving like this. 1 read access and 1 write access. On top of it, 1 more write access, 1 more none access is what we have. So read, write and none are the 3 possible categories. So for which roles or which fields you want to give it, you can choose in this manner. Okay. This is for the permissioning on the field level permissioning. So along with the action level permissions, field level permissions also, it works on the same roles, actually, the same attributes. The role codes, whatever I shown you, EM for employees manager, EH for employees HR, all this will continue. These are all the various possible config options that we have for the goal management, both on the front end and also on the XML side. And we have 2 more sections of this XML that we have to look at, which is these 2, form layout and PDF layout. When we start with our performance management config content, we'll discuss that back again. As of now, we don't deal with it. So one more thing we have to look at is the goals import. Import of the goals is what we have to look at, the goals import. Generally, there are some companies, even after they pay the license cost to the SAP for using this PMGM module, they still don't use the interface, goals interface to create the goals. They have a process in their company that they do workshops, top management level, executive management level. There will be some workshops that will be conducted. So they're like 1 or 2 days of lengthy full day workshops they do. And for the upcoming year, what are the goals that each and every individual employee in the company should be comprising of? They decide. For employee number 1, these are the goals. For employee number 10, for employee number 200, whatever. For every employee in the goal, they decide the set of goals. It might be 5 goals or 4 goals or 7 goals, whatever. They already define it. So department level, grades level, job level, they have their in that workshop sessions, they do all that goal setting process. So they come up with a central list of all the goals that across the company for each and every individual for the upcoming year, what are they required to work on. Directly, that central Excel sheet is what they can upload into SuccessFactors system. And by the time I open the system and see what are the goals that I should be working this year, that will be already coming on my screen when they appear. I just have to acknowledge maximum. I don't even have an option to reject it. That some companies also function in that way. So many I have to say, not even some. In India itself, I saw a lot of trends who actually do such process. They don't do the front end way of creating the goal, cascading the goal, all that. They decide everything out of the system. That final Excel sheet with all the numbers, what is finalized, they upload into the system at a time. For such customers, we have import options, guys. So here, let me open the admin center. Now coming into the admin center here, let's go to the tools. We have tools section, the concierge, and this, let's go for the goal management config area. Objective management. So can anybody see goal management or objective management here? Okay, here it is, guys, the goal management option. Under this, we have the options to import the goals, which is this import performance goals. Import performance goals is an option from where we can actually perform the importing of the goals. So click on this. So this is a place from where you can actually import the file, select the file. First, to upload the goals, we need to have the file format ready, right? We have to prepare the file format ready for that. So for getting the file format ready, here you have all the templates in the system. What all templates are configured? 2022 template, 2023, 2021, everything is there. So which template you want the file format? You can select the template and click on generate CSV header. So this is going to generate the file format that you have to use to upload the goals. So this is the file format. Once this is downloaded, just select this import format of 2023 goals. That is going to have a file format this way that is exported. In this, we have to fill the data. There are around first 5 rows that will be standard rows. We have to leave it as it is. From the 6th row, we have to start adding the goals, guys. You want to upload the data of one employee or one department, one location, or entire company related, you can do it. There is no limit on the number of entries. So you can definitely import large number of records. But again, the standard limitation, like the standard recommendation is to not exceed more than 10,000 rows for one file. To keep it to 10,000 rows is a maximum generally. If you have more than that, we can break it down into 2 files or 3 files also. Okay. So now here if we have to fill this file, we need to understand what are all these columns. So generally when we are going to create a goal on the front end, how many fields we generally have, guys? Here in the goal fields, all this name of the goal, metric, weightage, start date, due date, around these 7-8 fields we have. But while you're uploading in the format, you see there are several columns. Keep scrolling to the right. There are several columns that are coming. What are all this? Why do we have these many? So if we have to understand it, so it is totally, we have the fields divided into 3 parts. First, around 6 fields, speaking about the technical details of the fields, like some technical details of the goals, like what kind of entry that you are loading, the IDs of that goals, IDs, the goals IDs and all, we can maintain the first 6 columns. Second set of columns are filter columns. You see, you have them as filters. Filter username, filter manager ID, filter department, filter location, all that. They mean now if you are maintaining one entry of goal, to whom that goal should be applicable. If that goal you are going to upload for one specific user, you enter his username here. If the goal that you are entering is going to be applicable for entire one department, you can give the department ID. In the department, there might be 100 employees or 500 employees. That goal will be appearing in all their, that goal will be imported to all the employees of the department. That's a more easier way actually. So for entire department, for entire location, or you can give a manager ID. So under that manager, how many subordinates are there? For everybody, that goal will be applicable. Like that manager ID based, you have different options. And finally, the actual contents of the goal are here. So if you want to have a goal to be uploaded under a particular category, keeping the goal as public or private, name of the goal, metric, weightage, start date, due date, everything what we generally see on the front end, everything is maintained here. All the fields are coming up here. That way, the goal fields are divided into 3 it's a set of 3 different types of fields. The actual goal related fields, the fields which will specify the target population for whom we are importing, and the fields which are describing some technical IDs of the goals. Like that, into 3 sets they are divided. Okay, so now I'll maintain the contents of the goals practically and we'll upload it. So what type of entry we are loading means it's the goal that we are loading. And technically, goals will be referred as every time objective. The goal goal is also a terminology that we can see on the front end, but anytime in the config level we have to use, it is objective. Capital letters in the uppercase, we have to keep it as objective as a keyword. So objective is what we are adding. Action, what we are doing is add. So it will actually support 3 values: add, update, that is you are updating the already existing goal, or you are deleting the existing goal. Add, update, and delete are the 3 supported values for this column called actions, guys. So as of now, I'm adding a goal. So update and delete, I'm just removing them. Add is a goal. Then we have total 4 ID related columns: ID, sub ID, GUID, sub GUID. Where what are the sub fields means? For every goal I told you can also have a sub goal, like table type fields are there. Sub goals, milestones. I told you we can add some sub goals, right? So if you add such kind of subline items, for subline item also you can come up with some numbering actually. But currently the sub goals are not supported, as I told you, they are not appearing on the front end. So we are not going to consider about this sub goals, the sub ID, sub GUID. We are not going to bother about those columns. Only the ID related columns are. But what are these 2 things? ID, GUID, sub ID, sub GUID. Why are we getting twice? Is that these first two columns, the actual ID and the sub ID, is what system will generate. For every goal that you are importing, for every subline item under a goal that you are importing, system will generate some IDs, and we should leave these two columns blank. When we are loading, if we want to have our internal numbering, you can give some number for that, like G underscore some 1001 is the goal ID. Second goal G underscore 1002. Like this, it's a free text field which will accept almost 32 characters of text, which can support alphanumeric format. So with alphabets and numbers involved, up to 32 character length, you can give your own unique code for every goal. So that's up to us. There is no standard naming recommendation. You can use whichever you would like to. So I'm using G underscore 1001, G underscore 1002 that way. So under this goal, if there is a sub item, then we have to use this. But as of now, we don't have it. And these two are system generated. Every time we leave them blank. By mistake, if you give any input and if you upload, it will throw an error saying that. So the input given for ID and sub ID are not applicable kind of error it throws. And for whom you want to import, so goal that you are now going to import, whomever you want, you can give it, guys. So if I want it to be applicable for only anything, so SF admin is what the username I'm going to give it here. SF admin. That's it. If I give it a manager ID, so if Charles Brown ID, if I give, Charles Brown's entire team will get that goal. Or if I give a department as finance department, HR department, some department ID, and all the employees of the department, that goal will be uploaded in one single that way. Currently, I'm targeting for only one employee. And here comes the goals. For every goal, we have a category. So, but currently on the front end, we are not able to use that option while we are creating a goal. System is not giving us any category field on the front end actually to choose the category. But here we have the financial, customer, all that categories it is showing on the front end interface. So let us try through this import if we can keep a goal as in the financial and whether it will come and fall under this category or not. For import, we can give it right. So category, as if you want to keep this goal under a financial category, you should not use this financial as a label present here, guys. Never depend on the front end labels. Go to the XML. In the XML, for that category, what is the ID defined? Category ID as financial. Here you take this. Of course, in the current case, the ID and the label are same, but it might differ also. You see this? It's already updated as financial services, but the ID is financial. So this ID is important. Labels can be language to language. Label is different. In Arabic, I write one label. In English, a different label. In Hindi, a different label. So ID is something that is constant. You have to every time depend on the ID, not on the label that you see on the print. Remember that. Anytime drop-down fields, if you are loading, you have to use the IDs. So this financial as ID copying, and I'm pasting it into the format. Next, parent ID. If this goal is going to have any parent goal like cascading concept, we have it. Generally, while uploading, we don't do all that parent, child and all. We can leave it blank. Public, yes. If their goal is going to be a public goal, yes. Y is what you have to give. Obviously, we expect it to be a public goal. Name of the goal, I'm giving it as say upload goal as a name of it. Then the metric, how do you measure it? I want to keep it as USD in dollars. Weightage as some 30%. Start date and end date. Start date and due date. So here, if you are required to maintain the dates, guys, you have to follow some date format again, like the way in Employee Central we saw. So two date formats that we regularly use, either in the Indian format, DD/MM/YYYY, or it could be US English, MM/DD/YYY. So how will I get to know which format to use here is, it depends upon the user's login language. To go into the settings, in which language is this user currently using the system? Based on that, we will be able to use it, guys. So currently, Anya Singh is logged in US English language. So that would be D/YY. So I have to follow that format, US English format. So if I have to give it as, if the goal is being uploaded from example, 1st of, what is this month? August, right? Say 1st of August, 08/01/2022. This way I have to give. MM is month start followed by date, all that. This is a due date. If the due date is going to be 31st December, example. So December 31st, 2022. Like this, I'm going to give the objective start date and the due date. Only 5 months of duration given, of course, just for upload format. Objective done is like percentage of the goal that has been completed. So when you're uploading a new goal that is yet to be started, so it's not yet achieved anything, it's going to be blank. Done is nothing but the percentage completion field, guys. This one, percentage completion is a done. So when you are creating a new goal, it's not yet started working, so completion will be blank. You can leave it as it is. Status of the goal is the next field. So status has not started. Obviously, any new goal we'll have not started as a status, but we should not use this label. The file, if you see, the last one is state. State is nothing but the status of the goal. So I can't use the label what is given here because it's a drop down. Go to the XML. In the XML, you see here in the XML, we have to see for the status field, which is a state as a field. Here it is expanded. Here you have the drop down values that are defined, which is here are the values, enum values, not started, on track, behind, all this. So this ID is what are here that you have to copy and paste it in the front end. The label can be different, but while you're uploading, you have to go for the XML and pick the IDs that way. So this is the way we have taken the state as well. That's it. So one line item, one goal is what I've added. I'm going to add one objective with this ID for user as SF admin, that is Anya Singh, with this under this category, under with this name, with this metric, weightage, etc., all these fields, guys. This way we have to prepare the file format. So once you understand this format, even it is for 1 user or 1,000 users, you can do it. But generally, we don't take the responsibility of preparing this file format. We explain the customer, the admin side people, how to use this format. So with like the same way how I am just training you. In the admin training sessions, we'll explain them with 2 or 3 sample records. And later, in the real time, it's their responsibility to prepare their own file format and upload the data. Okay. Any queries in this format, guys? So let me just save this file in the meanwhile. One moment. Okay, just saved it. Now let's import it in the system. Under this import performance goals as a place, we have come. I'll again show you the navigation on the admin center. Going on to the tools, see all, and this find for the section in the name of goal management. Here, import performance goals is the one. Under this, you can just download your required template by choosing the template. Once you prepare the template, just select the file, what you prepared with the data. Once you select it, click on import, guys. When we click on import here, system will say the file was loaded successfully to the server. It doesn't say the data is loaded. It's a file that is loaded, and the system will automatically schedule a job to process it. Internally, system will schedule one background job to process that file, and you will receive an email later with the import results. So it will send out an acknowledgement email, the log email, with the status of how many goals are loaded, how many errors, what are the errors, all the general log what we expect. Okay, so that is how we can import. Where in Employee Central, we used to have an option called Monitor Job, where you can also find the status of the jobs in Monitor Job. But for PMGM, the limitation is when you import the goal, you have to wait for the log email only. You don't get the log anywhere in the system. Remember this point. You can't do the import anywhere you can't see the log of the import anywhere in the system. You have to wait for the email only. Okay. And if you want to check whether the data has been loaded or not, we can refresh this. I imported it for Anya Singh, right? Come back to Anya Singh's login. So once the data is loaded, immediately it starts reflecting on the front end, guys. The email might take a little bit of time to get triggered, but on the screen it will appear. See this. Under financial category, the goal is started appearing. So through import, we are able to add them under financial, customer, all that. But on the front end, we are not having that option of choosing the category as okay. This is a way. The upload goal, metric as USD, weightage, 1st August to 31st December, with all this, whatever you have given, that goal is reflecting on the front end. This is an import goal that we have imported. Is it clear, guys? Any questions from anyone here?
Just as we completed this import goals externally from the back end, is there a possibility if the goals are completed at the end of the year, and so to fill or complete the goals what they have achieved and then update it again back that it has been completed by the group?
Goal is imported. Later the individual can update it normally.
Right, but in a situation where there is, say, a manufacturing unit where the people are on a blue collar and they still want to, consider this as an option, that
you can keep it as update. As I told you, we have an option called update and mark the status to completion. So percentage completion field, you can update it as 95% completed, like that updated number, and give the status as completed related status we have. So for that status value, so this completed related value, you can keep it here and upload that file back into the system once again.
Okay.
Okay, it will even update later also. Definitely, you can add the goal, you can update the goal, you can delete the goal. 3 values you have for this action column. Okay.
Okay. Got it.